Neymar at Manchester United. Is it possible, and where tactically would he fit into Solskjaer's system? Before this video starts, make sure you subscribe to the channel and click the bell so you don't miss out on any of the transfer analysis, season previews and fantasy football videos coming up over the next few weeks, and give this video a like if you enjoy it. I've also put a quiz question in the comment section below, so go down there and see if you can get the answer right. Check out my video on where Man Utd would potentially fit in at Manchester United, and I've also done a video analysing how Frank Lampard may set up Chelsea in a Christmas tree system this season, so have a look at that video as well. With the English transfer window coming to an end in the next few days, it seems that Manchester United are in a desperate situation. With the move for Paulo Dybala, which would see Romelu Lukaku go to Juventus and the Argentine go to Old Trafford, looking like it won't happen anymore, it seems that Manchester United are now in the market for another attacker, but it seems that they're going with a scattergun approach. Reports came out earlier on in the week that Neymar had been offered to Manchester United by PSG, and the terms of this contract would have been a loan deal. United would have to pay €25 million, which would be about £20 million up front for a 1-year loan. There'd be no option to buy, and Neymar would just be there for 1 year. But Manchester United would have to pay 100% of his wages, which currently stand at around €1.2 million a week, which would be about £1 million a week, which would stand at a total cost over the whole of his contract of around £50 million over the course of the whole year. So why is Neymar being offered to Manchester United? Well, Neymar looked to be manoeuvring for a move to either Real Madrid or Barcelona. So Real Madrid obviously signed Hazard, they signed Jovic, they spent a lot of money, and it seemed that that sort of ruled them out of signing Neymar permanently at least. Barcelona seemed to be his most likely destination, with Messi pushing the ball at Barcelona to make that move, but Barcelona seemed they were going in a different direction when they signed Griezmann for around £100 million from Atletico Madrid. It seems that they can't really do that deal if it's in cash alone. So what Barcelona did is they put in a £17 million bid and said to PSG, you can either have Coutinho, Titi or Ousmane Dembele, but PSG rejected this. They wanted a full cash offer. They weren't willing to let Neymar go for £70 million and take a player with him, so that deal was rejected. But it now seems that PSG are desperate to get rid of Neymar. He's been a bad influence on the dressing room. Leonardo, the director of football at PSG, has come out and said that they will be willing to sell Neymar if they get the correct fee, but we know now that the fee isn't going to be coming from either Barcelona or Real Madrid, because £200 million, which is what PSG paid for Neymar back in 2017, is just not feasible this late in the window, with those two clubs already spent the amount of money they have. So that is why Manchester United have come into the race as a potential option. It's still a very unlikely option, particularly at this stage of the window. But if this deal was to come off somehow, what would Neymar bring to Manchester United? So Neymar's main attribute is his dribbling ability. Last season in Ligue 1 he completed 4.7 dribbles per 90 minutes, which was the second most of any player in the league. The season before, the 2017-18 season, he completed a massive 7.1 dribbles per 90 minutes, which was the most in the league that season. In terms of his ability to create chances, Neymar is one of the best in Europe. Last season for PSG in Ligue 1 he completed 2.6 key passes per 90 minutes, which was the 6th most of any player in the league, and the season before, the 2017-18 season, he completed 3.5 per 90 minutes, which was the 2nd most in the league that season, showing that Neymar is one of the best players in France at being able to create chances as well as dribble past opponents. Neymar's goal scoring ability is also an impressive feature of his game. Last season he scored 15 goals in 17 league appearances, which worked out at 0.9 goals per 90 minutes. He also overperformed his expected goals rate by 3.1 goals. The season before, the 2017-18 season, he scored 19 goals in 20 appearances and managed 1 goal per 90 minutes, while also overperforming his expected goals rate by 2.46 goals. To sign Neymar on a season-long loan would be a massive asset to Manchester United's attack. Last season, the player who completed the most key passes per 90 minutes was Alexis Sanchez with 2.2, but only managed to play 20 games last season. In terms of dribbles completed, Anthony Martial racked up the highest amount for Manchester United with 1.8 per 90 minutes, which was the 46th most in the league of any player, showing that bringing in someone like Neymar would be a massive improvement for United's attack in terms of advancing the play via dribbles past opponents. So if Manchester United managed to pull off this deal, how would Neymar fit in tactically to Solskjaer's system? Well, with Neymar inside, I'd say that Manchester United should be looking to play a 4-4-2 diamond, which Solskjaer did use a lot last season. Neymar could be used at the tip of the diamond, playing in that trequartista role, with the wide forwards Martial on the left and Rashford on the right, playing either side of him. In this role, Neymar would be the main advanced creator of the side, and would be given the freedom to roam into the half spaces and out wide if necessary. This is what Neymar's been doing for PSG, and what he did to an extent for Barcelona. Even though last year Solskjaer didn't give Jesse Lingard the sort of positional freedom that I'm talking about with Neymar while playing this system, I think that if you have a player like Neymar, who is a world-class creator and probably the second best after Messi in terms of his ability to dribble past players and create chances, I think that having a player like that in your side, you have to give him this sort of freedom to a degree to give them the opportunity to create, and giving Neymar this freedom will make it hard for opposition sides to nail him down and potentially man mark him, as sides would do with someone like Eden Hazard, who predominantly plays from the left side. While Manchester United do have players who can advance the attack via dribbles, such as Paul Pogba and Martial, these come from different zones than what Neymar would provide. Pogba likes to dribble with the ball when the attack is transitioning quickly, when Manchester United win the ball back and look to start an attack quickly, giving the ball to Pogba, who can drive through midfield and really start a counter-attack for Manchester United. Anthony Martial completes his dribbles predominantly on the left side. He doesn't really move infield, he has that structured position on the left where he likes to receive the ball and isolate the fullback in a one-on-one position before dribbling past him. Neymar's dribbles are a bit different. He can receive the ball high up the pitch but in central positions and use his quick feet to dribble past an opposition player, which is a lot more beneficial than dribbling past a player on the left side or deep in central midfield, as once you go past a player around the box you have the opportunity to create a chance for an opposition player or even get a shot away yourself. In terms of the best system to play with Neymar off the ball, I think this would be the best one, as when Manchester United lose possession and need to get into a defensive shape, Neymar could remain central at the top of the diamond where he doesn't have much defensive responsibility other than maybe closing down a central defensive midfielder, say like a Rodri or a Fabinho, whilst Martial and Rashford, the two wide forwards, move back to cover the wide positions. If Solskjaer wanted to use a 4-3-3 system, Neymar could be used from the left side. This is the role that Neymar played while at Barcelona and in his first season at PSG. Neymar would roam in from that left side. He wouldn't be sticking out on the left like a Martial would, he'd be moving in centrally, playing almost as a trequartista, but then from a defensive responsibility point of view, he'd move back into that wide position to cover the left flank. This would potentially cause an issue with Martial, as Martial's best position is playing from that left side. Though one part of his game that Martial does need to improve on when he's playing on that left side is his ability to make a diagonal run in behind the back line and in behind his fullback to provide an option for a through ball. Solskjaer could move Martial to the centre forward position where he's very good at holding up the ball and linking the play, and he would have to make a different sort of run, a central run, a straight run in behind the back line, rather than having to read the game, the body positions of the defenders to make a diagonal run instead. Rashford could be used on the right, which would vacate the left-sided position where you could have Neymar, and his responsibility would be to move inside and be the main creator, while Rashford and Martial would have the responsibility of stretching the play by making penetrating runs in behind the back line. In a 4-2-3-1 system, Neymar could be deployed behind Rashford with Martial on the left. This system would allow Manchester United to defend in a 4-4-2 as they've been doing over pre-season, where Neymar and Rashford would defend as a two. You'd have Pogba and say McTominay behind, Martial and say Lingard on the right side, and this would work pretty well. It's what Neymar was doing last season for PSG, though there may be concern that Neymar's positioning would be restricted, as he wouldn't have the freedom to roam out wide as he would in a 4-4-2 diamond, as there would be only the two central midfielders behind him playing in those central zones. There could, however, be some major potential problems in this Neymar transfer. First of all, Neymar's attitude could cause problems in the dressing room as he did at PSG. This is the fundamental reason why PSG want to get him out of the club, because of his attitude off the pitch and the disruption he's causing in the dressing room with big name players such as Kylian Mbappe and Edinson Cavani. In the last two seasons for PSG, Neymar hasn't played more than 20 league games and has missed vital points in the season with questionable injuries. This should be a major concern for Manchester United, as if they are going to be paying £70 million for Neymar just for one season, they're going to want him to play more than 20 league games and be at his best at vital points in the season. This could turn out like an Alexis Sanchez, Falcao, Di Maria situation, where you have a big player on big wages who's not performing at their best and doesn't necessarily want to even be at the club. So overall, even if Manchester United and PSG can agree on a loan fee and the wage demands that PSG want from Manchester United, it doesn't necessarily mean that Neymar will be making that move. Neymar has to agree to it as well, and because he wants a move to Barcelona, he may hold out for the rest of the window, as Barcelona's transfer window will end at the end of the month, so Barcelona may tell Neymar to hold out until then, where the fee would probably go down, as PSG wouldn't have the option of getting him to Manchester United, so Barcelona would potentially tell Neymar not to go to Manchester United, hold out, and that deal could potentially happen, taking him to Barcelona for a lesser fee. The time frame is also a massive issue. With a player like Neymar who cost an extreme amount of money, the insurance is also going to be hefty as well, so whether Manchester United can sort out all these fine details in 3 days is questionable when it took them so long to get the Maguire and Wan-Bissaka deals over the line. Also, with Manchester United refusing to pay Paulo Dybala more than £300k per week, it's in doubt whether they will even agree to PSG's terms. So do I think this deal will happen? No, I don't. Firstly, because I don't think Manchester United will agree to pay that sort of money for a player who has massive concerns around his attitude and how long he'll actually be on the pitch. I also don't think Neymar would agree to the deal. I think he's holding out for Barcelona or Real Madrid, and he'll wait to the end of the Spanish window before making his move. Thank you for watching. Remember to like and share the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel and click the bell so you get notifications for when I post a video. I'll be posting transfer analysis videos, season previews and fantasy football videos in the coming weeks, so subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss out on any of that. I've also put a quiz question in the comment section below. Go down there and see if you can get the answer right, and check out some of my other videos. I've done a video on Man Utd, a video on Bayern Munich's tactics under Kovac, and Frank Lampard's potential tactics at Chelsea.
The Plug.